Hi, everyone. Welcome back. I'm Emily, and I'm so glad you're here today. Learning English isn't just about grammar or vocabulary, it's about being able to share your life, your thoughts, and your daily moments. And one of the easiest ways to do that is by talking about your day. Think about it. Every day you wake up, eat, work, relax, and go to bed. These are simple things, but they make great stories in English. Today, I'll show you how to describe your day clearly and naturally. We'll go step by step, from morning to night, using real and useful English. By the end, you'll feel more confident speaking about your daily routine. So, grab your coffee, get comfortable, and let's start this journey together. Ready? Let's talk about your day in English. Welcome back. Now, let's talk about the first and most important part of the day, the morning. Morning is where everything begins. It sets the tone for how you feel and how your day flows. And when you talk about your morning routine in English, you're practicing real life communication. You're not just memorizing words, you're describing your world, your habits, your life. Let's start simple. When you open your eyes, you can say, I wake up at 6:30. When you actually leave your bed, say, I get up at 6:45. These two verbs, wake up and get up, are small but powerful. They help you sound natural when describing your morning in English. After you get up, what's next? Most people go to the bathroom. You can say, I go to the bathroom, I brush my teeth, I wash my face, I take a shower. Remember, in English, we say, take a shower, not do a shower or make a shower. These details matter. They make your English sound more real, more fluent. Then comes getting ready. You can say, I get dressed. If you want to be specific, add what you wear. I get dressed in jeans and a t shirt. After that, maybe you comb your hair or brush your hair. It's okay to keep your sentences short and clear. That's how natural English sounds. Next is breakfast time, one of my favorite parts of the day. Here you can say, I make breakfast. I eat eggs and toast. I drink coffee. If you don't eat in the morning, you can say, I skip breakfast. That means you don't eat anything before work or school. You can also use time words to make your sentences flow better. For example, at 7:30 I eat breakfast. After that, I check my phone. Then I leave for work. Time expressions like after that and then make your story sound smooth and connected. Let's put everything together in a short morning story. I wake up at 6:30. I get up and go to the bathroom. I brush my teeth and take a shower. Then I get dressed and make breakfast. I eat toast and drink coffee. After that, I leave the house at 7:45. See how natural that sounds? Short, real, and easy to understand. When you practice speaking about your morning like this, you're building confidence. You don't have to use fancy words. You just need to use words that are true for you. If you drink tea instead of coffee, just say, I drink tea. If you work from home, say, I start work at my desk. Make it your story. Here's a tip. Try to speak out loud. Even if no one is listening, pretend you're talking to a friend. Say, today I woke up early. I took a shower and got dressed. I made breakfast and checked my email. Speaking out loud helps your mouth get used to English sounds. It also helps your brain think faster in English. Another great idea is to write your morning story in a notebook. Every day, write 3 to 5 sentences about what you did. You'll notice your writing and grammar improving over time. Plus, it's a great way to track your daily habits and see your progress. Remember, your morning routine doesn't have to be exciting. It's not about perfection. It's about practice. Talking about your morning is one of the simplest and most powerful ways to learn English. You already know what you do. Now you just need the words to say it. So tomorrow morning, when you wake up, try this. Describe what you do in English, even if it's just to yourself. Say it while you make your coffee or brush your teeth. Every little sentence you say is a small step toward fluency. Start your day by speaking English. Start with your story, because every day is a chance to learn, practice, and grow. Now let's move on to the next part of the day, the afternoon. It's the time when most people are busy working, studying, or getting things done. But it's also a great time to practice your English. Why? Because your afternoon is full of real actions you can describe easily. Let's start with lunch, one of the most common topics in daily conversations. You can say, I have lunch at 12:30, or I eat lunch with my coworkers. If you stay home, you might say, I eat lunch at home, or I cook something simple. The verbs have and eat both work perfectly here. You can add more details to make your sentences richer. For example, I have rice and vegetables for lunch, or I eat a sandwich and drink water. You can also mention time words. At 1 o'clock, I have lunch. After that, I rest for a while. These connectors make your story sound smooth and natural. After lunch, most people go back to work or continue their day. You can say, I go back to work after lunch, or I study at the library. If you work in an office, say, I answer emails, attend meetings, and help customers. If you're a student, say, I take notes, read books, or do homework. The key is to use real verbs, things you actually do. Let's imagine a small story. At 12:30, I have lunch with my coworkers. After that, I go back to the office and check my emails. I have a short meeting at 3 eyes, finish a few reports, and leave work at 5 sas. See how simple it is? These sentences use clear actions and time words to describe your day. But maybe your afternoons are different. Maybe you don't work in an office. If you stay home, you can say, I clean the house, I do the laundry, I water the plants. If you enjoy being outdoors, say, I go shopping, I visit a friend, I walk my dog. The goal is to make your English reflect your real life. Let's try another example. I eat lunch at 1 o'clock at home, then I wash the dishes and clean the kitchen. At 3 hours, I take a short nap. After that, I read a book or watch a YouTube video. Short sentences, real actions, and simple vocabulary. That's how you build fluency. Here's a tip. Use time expressions to connect your thoughts. Words like after that, then, next, and later make your speech flow naturally. For example, I eat lunch. After that, I take a nap. Then I go out for a walk. Try to use at least one connector in every short story you tell. It really helps. If you want to make your English more natural, pay attention to rhythm and tone. When you talk about your afternoon, speak slowly and clearly. Imagine you're telling a story to a friend over coffee. Relax, smile, and let your voice sound calm and natural. Another good exercise is to record yourself. Talk for 1 or 2 minutes about what you usually do in the afternoon. Then listen again and notice where you pause or sound unsure. With practice, you'll start speaking more smoothly and confidently. Remember, you don't need complicated grammar or big words. You just need to describe what you really do. Your daily actions are full of learning opportunities. Each sentence you say helps your brain get used to thinking in English. And here's one more thing. Be consistent. Even if you only practice for 2 minutes a day, do it every day. Talk about your lunch, your work, your break, your afternoon walk. The more you repeat it, the more natural it becomes. So next time you finish lunch, try saying your story out loud in English. You can say it while washing dishes, walking, or driving. Tell your afternoon story to yourself. Simple, short, and real. That's how fluency grows, one small sentence at a time. Keep practicing, keep speaking, and keep building your English story. From morning to afternoon, one routine at a time. Now the sun is going down and the day starts to slow. It's evening, the time when work ends and life feels a little softer. Evening is a wonderful moment to relax, reflect, and connect. And of course, it's also a perfect chance to practice English. Let's begin with dinner. It's one of the most common topics in small talk. You can say, I eat dinner at 7 p.m., or I cook dinner at home. If you prefer to order food, say, I order takeout, or I go out to eat. Simple verbs, real actions. That's what makes your English sound natural. After dinner, people usually like to relax. You can say, I watch TV, or I check social media. Maybe you call a friend, listen to music, or play games. All of these sentences are short and easy to remember. Here's a small example. I eat dinner at 7 with my family. After that, I watch a movie and relax. Then I brush my teeth, read a book, and go to bed at 10:30. See how smooth it sounds? That's natural conversational English. If you study in the evening, that's great too. You can say, I study English after dinner, or I do my homework at night. The evening is quiet, which makes it a great time to focus on learning. Even 15 minutes of English study can make a big difference. After some rest or study, it's time for your night routine. That's when you prepare for bed. You can say, I brush my teeth, I wash my face, I put on my pajamas, I read a few pages of a book. Finally, you can say, I go to bed at 11, or I fall asleep around midnight. Here's another short story to guide you. At 6:30, I cook dinner and eat with my family. After dinner, I check my phone and talk to my friends. Then I clean the kitchen, take a shower, and get ready for bed. I read a book for 10 minutes and fall asleep around 11 p.m. That's simple, real, and perfectly natural English. Now, let's talk about why describing your evening is so helpful. Evening routines are calm and predictable, perfect for English practice. You don't have to think hard about what happened. You already know it. So you can focus on your words, pronunciation, and rhythm. Try this exercise. Every night before you sleep, talk about your evening in English. Say something like, Tonight I cooked dinner. I watched a TV show. I brushed my teeth and went to bed. You can whisper it quietly or record your voice on your phone. It's a small habit that builds confidence and fluency day by day. You can also write about your evening in a notebook. Keep it short. 5 or 6 sentences are enough. You'll notice that your vocabulary and grammar slowly get stronger. And when you look back, you'll see real progress. Remember, you don't need perfect grammar to sound natural. You just need to keep talking, keep using English every day. Evening is a time to slow down, not to stress about mistakes. Let your English flow naturally, like you're chatting with a friend. Here's a final thought. Your evening story is a reflection of your day. When you talk about it, you're not only learning English, you're practicing gratitude. You're noticing the small things, a good meal, a favorite show, a peaceful moment. And that makes your English practice meaningful and personal. So tonight, when the lights are low and everything is quiet, try this. Tell your story in English. Short, simple, honest. I had dinner. I watched something funny. I brushed my teeth. I went to bed. It's not just practice. It's your life in English. Keep speaking, keep smiling, and let every evening be another chance to grow your English, one sentence at a time. Now that we've talked about your morning, afternoon, and evening, let's bring everything together with a full example conversation. This is where everything connects, all the words, phrases, and habits we've learned. Because when you can tell your full story in English, that's when you start sounding fluent. Imagine this. You meet a friend, and they ask, How was your day? It's such a simple question, but it's one you'll hear all the time. And if you can answer naturally, it shows your confidence and progress in English. Let's listen to a short example conversation between two friends, Emily and Mark. Emily starts, Hey, Mark, how was your day today? Mark replies, It was good, thanks. I woke up at 6:30, took a shower, and had breakfast. Simple, clear, and natural. Short sentences that sound real. Emily asks, Did you go to work after that? Mark says, Yes, I left home around 8. I took the bus and got to the office by 8:30. I had a meeting, answered emails, and worked on a project until lunch. Notice how he uses the past tense. Woke up, took, had, left. That's exactly how you talk about your day in English. Then Emily continues, What did you have for lunch? Mark says, I had a sandwich and a bottle of water. After lunch, I continued working until 5. Then I came back home. smooth, short, and easy to understand. Emily smiles and asks, "Sounds like a busy day. What did you do in the evening?" Mark answers, "I had dinner with my wife at around 7. Then we watched a movie and relaxed. I brushed my teeth, got into bed around 10:30, and fell asleep quickly." See how it flows naturally from morning to night? That's the key. Now, Emily shares her day too. She says, "My day was simple. I woke up at 7, made some tea, and did a short workout. Then I took a shower and had breakfast." Her sentences are short, but they're full of real actions. That's what makes them natural. Mark asks, "Did you work today?" Emily says, "Yes, I stayed home and worked on my laptop, mostly writing and answering emails." That's a great example of using specific verbs. Stayed, worked, wrote, answered. Each one paints a clear picture of her day. She continues, "I had lunch at 1, just rice and vegetables. Then I read a book for a while and cleaned the kitchen." And finally, "In the evening, I cooked dinner and called my mom. After that, I watched a few YouTube videos and went to bed at 11. Simple, honest, real English. Nothing complicated, just life in sentences. When you listen to or practice a conversation like this, focus on rhythm and structure. Notice how every action is connected with time. Words like then, after that, finally. These small connectors make your story feel smooth and complete. Here's a tip: shadow the conversation. That means listen and repeat after the speaker, copying their tone and speed. It helps your pronunciation, rhythm, and confidence grow faster. Don't worry if you can't keep up at first. Just repeat it slowly and then speed up. You can also write your own version of the dialogue. Pretend you're having a friendly chat with someone and tell them about your day. Use simple sentences and familiar words. For example, "I woke up early. I worked until afternoon. I cooked dinner. I watched TV. I went to bed." That's already a great daily story. The more you practice, the more natural it becomes. And when someone really asks, "How was your day?" you won't need to think twice. The words will come naturally because you've said them before, many times. So here's your challenge. Create your own short conversation about your day. Record it, listen to it, and notice where you can improve. The goal is not perfection, it's progress. And each sentence you say brings you one step closer to fluency. Remember, learning English is not about being perfect. It's about being clear, confident, and comfortable using the language every day. So keep practicing, keep talking, and keep telling your story, one conversation at a time. All right, now that you know how to describe your day, let's talk about grammar. Don't worry, this isn't the boring part. I promise. Grammar can actually be simple and helpful when you understand how to use it in real life. It's not about memorizing rules. It's about making your sentences sound natural and clear. Let's start with one of the most important things: verb tense. When you talk about what you usually do every day, use the simple present tense. It's perfect for habits and routines. For example, I wake up at 7, I go to work, I eat lunch at 1. These actions are part of your normal day, so the simple present fits perfectly. But when you talk about what you did today or yesterday, you need the simple past tense. That's because those actions already happened. For example, I woke up at 7. I went to work. I ate lunch at 1. See the difference? Wake up becomes woke up. Go becomes went. Eat becomes ate. These small changes show that the action is finished. And yes, English has many irregular verbs. They don't follow the normal pattern. So it's a good idea to practice the most common ones: go, do, have, eat, see, get, make, and so on. When you repeat them in sentences, your brain starts remembering them automatically. Here's a short story using both tenses so you can hear the difference. Simple present. I wake up at 7. I brush my teeth. I go to work. Simple past. I woke up at 7. I brushed my teeth. I went to work. The structure stays the same, only the verbs change. Another important thing to practice is sentence connection. That means using small words that link your ideas together, like first, then, after that, and finally. These connectors make your story flow naturally, just like in real conversations. Without them, your sentences sound like a list. With them, your story feels alive. For example, first, I woke up at 6, then I took a shower. After that, I had breakfast. Finally, I left for work. It's smooth, clear, and easy to follow. You can picture the whole morning step by step. And the best part, this structure works for any topic, not just daily routines. Here's another quick grammar tip. Always use I at the beginning of your sentences when talking about yourself. It's your story. Say, I made breakfast, I studied English, I watched a movie. Repeating I helps you practice sentence rhythm and structure naturally. Don't worry if it feels repetitive. That's exactly how real conversation sounds. Now let's talk about one of the most common questions students ask. When do I use S at the end of the verb? Good question. In simple present tense, if the subject is he, she, or it, you add S. For example, he wakes up at 7. She eats breakfast. It rains in the morning. But when you talk about yourself, you don't use S. You say, I wake up, then D, not I wakes up. Here's an easy way to practice this rule. Say your morning story twice, once about yourself and once about someone else. For example, I wake up at 7, but my brother wakes up at 8. This helps you remember when to add S naturally without thinking too much. Also, try to avoid very long sentences when you're still learning. Short, clear sentences are easier to say, easier to remember, and easier to understand. For example, instead of after I woke up, I brushed my teeth and took a shower before eating breakfast, you can say, I woke up, I brushed my teeth, I took a shower, then I had breakfast. It's cleaner and more natural, just like native speakers talk. Here's another thing. Don't stress about grammar perfection. Even native speakers make small mistakes sometimes. The goal is communication, not perfection. If people understand you, you're already successful. So, here's what you can do tonight. Take a notebook and write a short story about your day using simple past tense. Then, write another one about your daily routine using simple present. Compare them. Notice the small changes in verbs and time expressions. This is one of the best ways to master English grammar without memorizing charts. And remember, grammar is not your enemy. It's your tool, your friend, your secret. Key to making English sound natural. The more you use it in real sentences, the more confident you'll become. So keep speaking, keep writing, and keep building your English, one sentence at a time. Now, let's talk about something every learner faces: mistakes. Yes, even the best English speakers make them. And that's okay. Mistakes are not failures. They're signs that you're learning and growing. But knowing the most common ones can help you avoid them faster. Let's start with the first big mistake: mixing up tenses. This happens all the time. For example, some people say, I wake up at 7 and I ate breakfast. That sentence mixes present and past tense. It sounds confusing. The correct way is, I woke up at 7 and ate breakfast, both in the past. Or if you're talking about your daily routine, say, I wake up at 7 and eat breakfast, both in the present. See how the tense stays consistent? That's what makes your sentence clear and natural. The second common mistake is using am or is with action verbs. Many learners say, I am eat breakfast, or she is go to work. But that's not correct in English. We only use am, is, or are with continuous actions, like I am eating breakfast or she is going to work. For simple statements, just say I eat breakfast or she goes to work. Short, clean, and correct. Mistake number 3 is saying I'm go to work. That one happens a lot. It's easy to mix up because I'm sounds like I am. But remember, if you want to use the continuous form, say I'm going to work. If you mean it as a routine, say, I go to work. Tiny difference, but it changes the meaning completely. Here's another one: forgetting to change verbs in the past tense. People often say, yesterday I go to the store, instead of yesterday I went to the store. It's a small mistake, but it makes your English sound less natural. So practice those irregular verbs. Say them out loud: go, went, eat, ate, see, saw, have, had. Repetition helps your brain remember them automatically. Some learners also forget to add s to verbs in the present tense. For example, he eat breakfast every morning should be he eats breakfast every morning. That little s makes a big difference. It's a common detail, but an important one. When you practice, pay attention to subjects I, you, he, she, it, and match the verb correctly. Another mistake is using too many unnecessary words. Sometimes learners try to make their sentences sound longer, thinking it's more advanced. But English actually sounds better when it's simple and direct. Instead of saying, after I woke up, I was brushing my teeth and I was taking my shower, just say, I woke up, brushed my teeth, and took a shower. Short, clear, and natural. That's real English. Pronunciation mistakes are another big area. For example, many learners say breathcast instead of breakfast, or remember instead of remember. Don't worry, pronunciation takes time. The best way to improve is to listen closely and repeat out loud. You can listen to podcasts, YouTube videos, or songs and shadow what you hear. The goal is not to sound perfect, but to sound confident. Here's something important: don't be afraid of mistakes. Every time you make one, you learn something new. The key is to notice it, correct it, and move on. That's how real progress happens. If you want to practice effectively, record yourself speaking. Listen carefully to your words. Are your verbs correct? Are your tenses consistent? If not, don't feel bad. Just try again. Each time you repeat, your sentences get smoother and your grammar gets stronger. You can also ask a friend or teacher to listen and give feedback. Sometimes others can hear things you don't notice yourself. Even short feedback helps you grow faster. Here's a little mindset tip. Instead of saying, I made a mistake, try saying, I learned something new. That small shift keeps your motivation strong and your learning positive. Remember, fluency doesn't mean perfection. It means communication without fear. So next time you catch yourself saying, I am eat breakfast or I wake up and I ate, just smile. Correct it, repeat it the right way, and move forward. That's how every successful learner improves. Mistakes are not the end of the road. They're part of the journey. The only real mistake is not trying. So keep going, keep speaking, and let every small error be a lesson that pushes you forward. Because every mistake you make today is one step closer to confidence tomorrow. Now it's your turn to take action. You've learned all the phrases, grammar, and patterns. But knowledge means nothing without practice. So let's talk about how you can start speaking English every day, even if it's just for a few minutes. Here's the truth: the best way to improve your English is to use it. Not just study it, not just listen, actually use it. And the easiest way to start is by talking about your own day. Why? Because your day is always with you. You know it better than anyone else. So here's your challenge for today. After this episode ends, I want you to take 1 or 2 minutes to describe your day in English. You can speak out loud or write it down. It doesn't have to be perfect or long. Just 5 to 7 sentences, short, honest, and real. For example, you can say, I woke up at 7, I took a shower, I ate breakfast, then I went to work. After that, I had lunch and met my friend. Finally, I came home and watched a movie. That's already a full story. And it's completely yours. You can also use time words like then, after that, and finally. They make your story flow naturally, like a real conversation. And if you forget a word, don't stop. Just use another word you know. The goal is fluency, not perfection. Keep your rhythm. Keep your voice moving. Here's a powerful trick. Record yourself. Take your phone, hit record, and start speaking about your day. Then listen to your voice. Don't judge yourself, just listen. Notice what sounds good and what feels difficult. Maybe your verbs need practice or your pronunciation needs work. That's okay, because every time you do this, you'll sound more confident. If you do this exercise every day, even for 1 minute, you'll be amazed at how fast you improve. You'll start thinking in English instead of translating. You'll notice sentences coming out naturally. And one day, when someone asks, "How was your day?" you'll answer without hesitation. You can also make this practice more fun. Try doing it while cooking, walking, or cleaning. Talk to yourself in English. Now I'm making breakfast, I'm washing the dishes, I'm getting ready for work. It's simple, but it keeps English active in your mind. If you prefer writing, start a small daily journal. Write 3 to 5 sentences about your day before you go to bed. You can even start with just bullet points. Woke up, had coffee, worked all day, watched a movie. It's short, but it's real practice. And reading it again later will show you how much you've grown. Here's another tip. Don't worry about mistakes during practice. Mistakes are a normal part of learning. It's better to speak with mistakes than to stay silent with perfect grammar in your head. Your brain learns through use, not fear. Every sentence you say is training your mouth and memory to work together. You can also invite a friend to join you. Each of you can record your daily routine and share it. It's a great way to motivate each other and learn from small differences in speaking style. Plus, hearing other people's daily stories gives you new words and ideas. And if you're shy, remember, you don't need an audience. Your room, your mirror, your notebook, they're your best practice partners. Speak like no one's listening, and soon you'll speak naturally when someone is. This daily routine of speaking or writing about your day is more powerful than any textbook. It's consistent, personal, and real. It helps you build confidence, fluency, and comfort with everyday English. So before you finish today, make a promise to yourself. Just 1 minute of English a day. That's all it takes. Describe your morning, your lunch, your evening. Say it out loud, write it down, or record it. Because the truth is, fluency doesn't happen overnight. It happens one sentence at a time. So go ahead, tell your story in English. You can do it. And each time you do, you're not just practicing, you're transforming. You're building the habit that turns learning into living. Keep going, keep speaking, and keep believing in yourself. Because your story matters, and it deserves to be told in English. And that's it for today's episode. You've learned how to talk about your day, step by step, from morning to night. Remember, English grows with you. Every word, every sentence, every try. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to keep going. Even 1 or 2 minutes of speaking each day can change everything. The secret is not speed, it's consistency. Make English a part of your daily life, like brushing your teeth or having coffee. Soon it will feel natural, easy, and even fun. So keep speaking, keep writing, and keep believing in your progress, because you're already doing great, truly. Thank you for joining me today, and I hope this episode inspires you to practice more. Have a wonderful day. Keep learning, and I'll see you in the next one.